Hello YouTube, we're looking here at an International Harvester number 15 hay press or baler. In this video we're looking at a repair to a pickup version of this baler designed for picking up straw rows in the field. The main drive pinion located between the two flywheels has a tooth missing and we need to replace the gear with the damaged tooth. You can see here how the drive pinion is a single casting with two separate gears, and our task is to replace one of these gears and time it with the original. This is the number 15 pickup baler that we're repairing. And here is the international parts book. We tried ordering number 18, but they refused to supply. The first problem we came across was trying to get the gear off the shaft. We couldn't get it in the press because we didn't want to take both flywheels off, so we had to make this contraption up to remove it. Somebody at International didn't make a very good job of this gear. You can see how far off centre it's running, despite the fact it's clocked to the centre axle. I'll show you the broken tooth here, look, and the original repair. Here's the finished casting. We've had to leave a step just here because there's a cavity inside the casting, and this is the finished size that we're aiming at to keep maximum strength in the new gear. So you can see here how we held it in the lathe. Moving on now to machining the new gear. It's a very big gear and it's not practical to buy a cutter of that size, and we found on the internet somebody machining gears with a slitting saw, so we decided to have a go at that, and it's been quite an interesting exercise. This is the CAD image that we used to develop the shape of the gear and the tangents that we were going to cut with a slitting saw. Here we're making the first pass across the gear with the saw. We decided that the slitting saw wasn't really accurate enough, so we moved over to a carbide 10mm ball-ended end mill, and that made a really nice job of the teeth. Before we took this out of the dividing head, we needed to put a small centre drill mark for alignment later on. Here's the finished gear, and it's just the right tolerance to shrink it onto the original casting. Now the problem is we've got to get it in exactly the right place, because otherwise the teeth won't line up. So we're going to put the casting in the dividing head, centre it on one of the teeth, and then we're going to put some more centre marks to make sure we've got something to align the gear to. It wasn't convenient to use a dial indicator to line this up with the mill, so we used an edge finder and the digital readout on the mill to make sure that we were perfectly in line. To help with aligning the new gear when we shrink it onto the shaft, we need to make sure we know exactly where the centre of a tooth is, So here we're using the edge finder to find the centre of a tooth, and then we are drilling a centre mark precisely on centre at each end of the casting. So that's the end of part 1 of this project. If you've enjoyed following along with this, keep an eye out for part 2 and let us know in the comments if you'd like to see more of this sort of thing.